r/AskReddit. What's the biggest WTF gift you've ever received? One year I came home for Christmas and my mom had been asking me what I wanted for Christmas, and I told her I didn't want anything. I had everything I need, and not to get me anything. Well, come Christmas morning there were a number of gifts with my name on them. We always hand out all the gifts first, and we each had a pretty decent pile. We always start with the youngest, and go up, so I was like third or fourth in line, and everyone had pretty normal gifts, gloves, PJs, usual winter gift stuff. My turn comes up. I probably have maybe 8 or 9 small packages to open. I open the first one and it's a box of hamburger helper. I laughed and was like, oh thanks mom. And then I continue. After 3 boxes of hamburger/tuna helper there's a couple cans of Chef Boyardee and spaghettios and I'm like, do you think I'm not eating or something? Or are you trying to kill me? What's with all the random food? Her response? No, I just felt bad that you didn't have anything to open on Christmas. You can go put those back in the cabinet when you're done. Thanks, mom. A co-worker of mine won a radio show contest where people were invited to describe the crappiest office gift they ever got. My friend was a secretary of a big company and her boss gave her a plastic bowl for Christmas. And it wasn't even a nice plastic bowl. The first time she put it in the microwave, it melted. She won the contest and got a $100 gift card to Outback Steakhouse. Her boss insisted she take him, since it was his crappy gift that caused her to win the contest. My uncle is notoriously cheap. One year he gave me a magazine that had Ichiro Suzuki on the cover. It was a free magazine, as it stated on the bottom of the cover. Another year he also gave me a free t-shirt he had gotten for running a race. Possibly the best was the birthday gift he gave my dad one year, a McDonald's Happy Meal toy. An Egyptian pharaoh pen when I was in middle school. It was all gold colored and the pen barrel stuck out between his legs. Needless to say I was mocked mercilessly by my classmates for having this massive Egyptian dang pen. I have been disabled my entire life. It affects the footwear choices in my life. My mom has bought me dozens of pairs of slippers that I cannot wear. Sometimes multiple pairs per year. I have given up at this point. I just give them away. When I was a teen, before I moved out she also had given me embroidered dish towels with weird sayings. She also refuses to actually get my damn size and just holds clothes in the air and looks at them to decide if it looks like it should fit. A cheese and champagne gift set that had the champagne and most of the other goodies taken out of it. So cheese in a mostly empty box. A pet rat, based on me having told the gifter that when I was in elementary school I liked the school's pet rat. I was 26 when I received this gift. Rat turned out to be a very good rat boy, and we mourned his loss approximately 2 years later. I got a 3-foot tall stuffed Mr. Peanut doll from my 89-year-old grandma for Christmas when I was 23. She said, I know how you like to collect things like this. Not sure what she was talking about. I did kind of love it though and still have it 12 years later. I randomly went to some extended family Christmas event and they gave me a woven basket. Within 10 minutes, they had asked for the basket back. It meant something to them. I didn't really care. I thought it was odd and funny. A lavender gift set, eye mask, cream, perfume, from my mother-in-law. I'm severely allergic to lavender, and she knows this. My little brother bought me a How to Become a Male Model DVD. Got drunk with my buddy and his girlfriend. We were laughing the whole time. Then she wanted to watch it again, and they had a fight over it. When I was accepted into my business college they sent me a single sock. Sask Landing is now a free elf. When I was in college my sister gave me a Donald Duck cement lawn ornament for Christmas. It weighed at least 40 pounds. I didn't have a lawn, and I didn't like Donald Duck. She has an excessive amount of lawn ornaments in her yard. I suspect that she realized that she hadn't gotten me anything as she was getting into her car and just grabbed the closest thing. A pair of red crotchless G-string panties by my Portuguese mother-in-law. I opened the gift with all the family around me, and I was holding it in my hands trying to figure out what it was, because I couldn't reconcile the thought of a crotchless G-string with my mother-in-law, while everyone else was laughing. It was her subtle hint that she wanted to be a grandma, I guess. The thing is, it was 3 sizes too small, so I couldn't put it on without snapping it in half. Maybe not WTF in the general sense, but certainly poor timing. My husband's parents gifted him his cemetery plot on his 50th birthday. One for me too. My youth pastor showed up to my house on my birthday and made a big deal about the gift he brought me. I opened it, and it was a dead squirrel he shot that day. When I was a kid, I was obsessed with film. I still am, and wanted nothing more than a video camera, and in the late 90s they weren't cheap for a young teenager. I told my parents for 2 years that I wanted a mini DV camera, as their old VHS was horrible quality and enormous. Christmas came that second year, and I got some clothes, candy, and a video game. Then they said, "Oh yeah, we have 2 more things for you. Open this one first." I opened the first gift, and it was a nice camera tripod. I opened the second smaller box, and it was a nice camera bag/case. I looked at my parents confused and they said, "When you buy your own camera, these will come in handy." Book on tantric sex for me and my boyfriend, from my brother. I opened it in front of my mom and all my in-laws, great grandparents and teen cousins included. I think it was a sincere gift. Barbecue sauce. I was in the Navy and the MWRFs got $20k to just spend on gifts and whatnot for a Christmas raffle. They were giving away Xbox Ones, PS4s, Fitbits, Beats headphones, Bose headphones, designer purses, a lot of good stuff. So all 200 plus of us have tickets and we're waiting for our numbers to be called out. A pack of Sweet Baby Ray's BBQ sauce gets pulled out, and I'm the lucky winner. Out of all the stuff in that $20k pile of stuff I get BBQ sauce. We're on a ship. We have no access to a kitchen. Also, who the hell buys BBQ sauce for a Christmas gift raffle? Edit. I was mostly upset that I got the sauce 1 month into the deployment we were on. We had 8 more months to go, and I had no access to the kitchen on board. Wasn't me but my cousin, and we all still laugh about this. Her step-grandmother was always giving her the strangest gifts, including a shiwi that helps you pee standing up as a girl, but our favorite was when she got my cousin and her husband a sex painting canvas. It's a large tarp where you cover yourself, and you're so in paint and roll around on it while having sex to create a love painting. My cousin was really shocked to get that from someone who was supposed to be a grandmother figure, as well as from someone she didn't have the closest relationship with. Still makes me laugh to think about. Edit. So I talked to my cousin and she and her husband laughed about whether they should do it, and frame it, and gift it back. Also, another fun present she gifted her, a born again doll, when she was 16 for Christmas. Look it up for full WTF context. Guy I worked with in community college bought me a pair of gorgeous diamond stud earrings. It was WTF because we had never spoken before that day. We weren't even acquaintances because we worked in different departments. He used this very expensive gift to ask me out. He asked me out for the weekend at his place. His exact first words were, "You look like a woman who knows she deserves the finer things. Merry Christmas." It was July. Needless to say, I did not accept. He started arguing that he'd bought this beautiful gift, and why wasn't I thankful? I tried to explain that buying a crazy expensive gift for someone who doesn't know you puts them in a very difficult position, one I didn't appreciate being put in, but he wasn't having it. My coworker who worked the desk with me had to tell him, with a lot of cuss words and a couple threats, bless him, that the dude needed to back the fuck down. That was the end of it for a while, like 2 or 3 months. He never spoke to or bothered me again. Then I came into work one day and heard he'd been fired. A bunch of people were asking if I was okay and had he tried to do anything to me. I was freaked out and confused. I found out he had put a dead rat in the cabinet under where I stood at the service desk with a note that said something like, "Just reminding you what you mean to me." I'm paraphrasing my coworker's paraphrase there because they wouldn't let me read it. Anywho, that's the story of how I got offered a desk job in the back and a 75-cent hourly raise. When I was about 10, my little brother, only 3 or so, was very sweet and told my parents he had a present for me but didn't want anyone to see and wanted to wrap it himself. Christmas morning comes, and I'm very moved by the showbox-sized gift my little brother taped up as best he could and made my mom wrap for him. He excitedly brought it over, and I noticed it was pretty light, but his eyes were giddy with excitement for me to open it. I figured it was a hand-drawn picture or something, and so I made a big show about being excited to see what was inside. As I started to remove the tape from the box, I noticed a little odd smell, but figured it was just because the old box was in the basement. When I finally got the lid open and my brother excitedly exclaimed "Merry Christmas," I got to see what he was so excited about for the past 2 weeks. The box contained a dead hummingbird that had run into the window, an earthworm, and a few scattered saltines in case the worm and bird got hungry. Best present ever, but definitely WTF.